Hey guys, this is Xavier with Gotta Be Mobile and Notebooks.com. I'm going to show you really quickly what it's like to use iPhoto on the new MacBook Air. This is a fully spec'd 13-inch MacBook Air with 4 gigs of RAM, a 256 gigabyte solid state drive, the 2.13 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo processor. So it's got all the bells and whistles, and I'm just going to show you what it's like and how the iPhoto app performs. As you can see, I've got all of my photos imported here. I'm used to using a MacBook Pro 15-inch with iPhoto and Aperture, so I was a little concerned about how this little laptop would perform using a relatively slow processor. But so far, I've been very pleased with it. As you can see, I can go ahead and open stuff. I've got photos loading instantly. I can scrub through the photos, which means there's no slowdown whatsoever. As you can see here, when I zoom in here, if you take a look at this little event, they load very quickly. Here's an example of an event with 142 photos. Everything's super quick. I believe Apple is using the NVIDIA GPU, which is a 320M, to help accelerate some of these graphics effects because the processor itself is not, that powerful. On a lot of systems with integrated graphics, you won't get this kind of performance. And like I said, this is just me scrubbing through stuff without problem. Photos load instantly. If you go in here to edit photos, there's no delay when trying to put together a new effect. As soon as you click something, it goes to black and white, for example. It adds tones, improves contrasts. You can adjust your items instantly. So zero delay. Very pleased about this. The screen resolution is 1440 by 900, which is plenty for such a small mobile device. It's the same as the 15-inch MacBook Pro standard display. And overall, it's just a great experience. Let's go back here. One thing that Apple talks a lot about is being able to share your media really quickly and effectively. I do have an Apple TV, so with a couple of clicks of the Apple TV remote, I was able to share these photos of the Martin Guitar Factory with my father, who is a carpenter and loves woodworking. But if I wanted to show this to somebody directly on the MacBook Air, all I would have to do is click Slideshow. Well, let's go ahead and click Slideshow. And instantly we get the slideshow showing up. And that's a pretty complex effect for transitions and whatnot. And they look just fine on the MacBook Air. So you couldn't really ask for anything else in terms of performance on these slideshows. It'll serve just fine. If you want to stop this, let's go in here and just change the music and the theme maybe. Make it a little bit faster. Change it up for a different style. This might look good if it was, for example, let's try this origami one. And one of the really nice things is that there's just zero delay. As soon as you hit play, the thing starts going. There's no rendering, there's no waiting. And this really beats my expectations for how it is to use iPhoto on the MacBook Air. I was expecting it to be a little bit sluggish, to have some compromises, but there are none. Now let's get out of here. One really nice bonus of iLife, which is Apple's multimedia suite, is that all the apps work together. That means if you, for example, use iMovie, say we wanted to actually make a movie out of some of these photos and videos that I imported into iPhoto, we can do that without having to mess around. You saw that it was checking for new videos from iPhoto, and here they are. I mean, they're all loaded up here. There aren't my photos, but if I want to add photos, you can go in here and simply click on the photo icon, and they'll bring up all the photos I was just looking at. By event, I can sort them by photos, by faces, so it'll bring up friends and relatives' faces, so you can just throw these straight up into the editor. This is Xavier with Gotta Be Mobile. I plan on bringing you much more about the MacBook Air in future posts. Stay tuned, and next up we'll probably show off what it's like to use professional apps on the MacBook Air.